Hey Erin, nice job here. I really love your caricature. So just a few thoughts and just suggestions. You may want to think about moving the whoops, no, wrong layer. Moving the caricature down somehow and making it a little bit bigger. I mean, I know that then you're going to have to deal with it's not standing out in the background, but the caricature is pretty much the highlight. Everything else is pretty, is less important. I really like this text, but I would suggest just another folder with the correct words that the client wants, because we're trying to deal with this like it's a client, so you don't ever want to not give the client what they want. So just to meet that requirement, and it does mention a text treatment, so you may want to work with it a little bit. But again, you could put in the flip and food Fred in the negative space here. So anyway, I'm just looking at the background and just seeing how what could be done to even make this stand out a little bit more. I mean, I always kind of go to the adjustments, because they're so easy to do, and then you can just turn them off. Because I don't know, it still doesn't really stand out as much as it could for some reason. So going light, that doesn't really work, and going darker, I'm not sure that works either. So I'm just thinking of what other things you can do. You could you could add some, well, the way you had it too, where it was up higher, I guess it was probably easier. Well, there was still some conflict. You could add, it's mostly through here. This part stands out. You could add some glows to some of the bagels, because they're kind of down there where they could be kind of hot. So you could go in and add a layer style if you wanted to. I don't know. These glows are just really easy ways to make something stand out. I mean, this is a white one, right? But I always do normal at first. Or this is gray. But you could try a white one, and that's too much. But I just wanted to, it's way too much. But oh wow, size is huge. But again, if you kind of just bring it down, it kind of blends into the background too, but it allows that, and the opacities too. It allows that to stand out a little bit more, even though I probably would go for a bigger spread and a bigger size, and then I would just lower the opacity down a little bit. You could also go with a different color, like a red color, because it is kind of, by the burner. Let's see here. And again, it would have to go a lot lower. I don't know. I don't like the red. Yeah, no, I'm not sure about the red. I mean, anyway, and I'm not sure this is a really great solution anyway, but I'm just trying to think of how some ways you could make, let's see. Well, it makes it stand out a little bit more. Another thing you could do too is you could, lower the exposure too. Sometimes that works. Again, it's just because, I mean, I think the background works good, but it is still kind of strong. So I'm just thinking of making it darker. Oh no, never mind. Oh, it's clipped. Shoot, forget that. Let me move it out of there. To release it. I guess, see, automatically it ends up clipping to what's ever under it. Let's just work on the exposure. I'm just looking at the background now, because I am gonna, let me just put it on the background. So bringing the exposure down helps a little bit. I can see you've already got some of these other things in here with this, that you've already played around with these levels and the vibrance and stuff. Yeah, I just think that the caricature can just stand out a little bit. And I see you've got a bunch of other levels and stuff up here. I don't want to mess with it too much, because I don't, yeah, I can see you made that a little bit darker. So anyway, yeah, I would just continue to play with it. I do think that, whoops, shoot. I mean, I do think that the caricature could stand out a little bit more. I wonder if, see if it was somehow like this and these weren't as big. Let's see. I'm going to just make it bigger so just to see what it would look like with, or maybe even smaller. I'm just trying to find one that has a little bit more negative space in it. I mean, something like that could work too. Then you just have to fill in the top. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I think and I think this would work out okay. I'm gonna just use the eyedropper tool here and just match this color right here. It's pretty dark, and so then I'm gonna just fill it on this new layer I made underneath so it kind of matches that. I don't know. I think this could work. I don't know. What do you think? Then if you move the text and you broke it up into different you know, different lines, different layers, each word's on a different layer, then you can fit, you know, you could deal with this negative space. But I don't know. Let's just look and see what it looks like. We have 2 more drafts to go, so, oh, whoops, shoot. No. Gosh darn it. So I'm just going to go back to when I opened it. So you had this was when I opened it. So which is even maybe keep it like this and just move some of this stuff in. So this is kind of after playing around with it. I think the caricature looks better when it's bigger, and I think that in something like this, it doesn't, you know, there's not as much conflict then with the rest of it. I mean, you can just go back and forth and just see. I mean, you can do this yourself, like, but that would be my suggestions. And then if you went and you know, like I said with the text, I think you're pretty close to a portfolio piece. I probably would. I don't know. Maybe they're already on here, but I think I might have messed up some of your adjustment layers here because I thought the bacon used to be like brighter. Let's see. No, you've got that vibrance there. I'm going to do a levels because I thought that used to stand out more. You're doing a really great job with the sizing. Like that's really looking like it has depth. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of, yeah, it's not really doing much. Yeah, it just seems like yours it was brighter before I started tinkering with it. And I would make it a little brighter so it stands out. And, you know, God, you can just tinker with these forever, huh? Yeah, I think that looks kind of cool. You could add a little shadow here to make it kind of look like it's really part of this, you know, part of the potato, you know, something like in those other images I showed you. But anyway, so let's see here. That's the levels on the bacon. Yeah, I think that I don't know, you might have already had that. I think I messed up. Anyway, I just wanted to give you some feedback, and I hope you get some from the class. The problem with posting late is you just never get very much feedback. So, okay, so anyway, I personally think it looks better with the caricature bigger because it's so cool. And just do something, you can keep this, but just do something with the text from the client, okay?